The Small Business Comeback Act. What is it and how can it help you? The Small Business Comeback Act is a legislation for a recovery fund for American small business proposed by Congressmen Vela and Gooden out of Texas. It's supposed to complement the business assistance from the CARES Act. It's supposed to be an improvement of the Payment Protection Plan. But most importantly, it's prioritized support for businesses that serve the low and moderate income communities and women and minority-owned businesses. So how would this work? The premise is it should offset the business operating expenses and then also provide full compensation to employees that have exposure or have the COVID-19 illness. So they shouldn't have any worries about job insecurity. And it should prioritize the compensation for businesses in low and moderate income communities, women-owned and minority-owned. This is a clarification from the PPP program, which was a first come, first serve. There's supposed to be a streamlined application, which I know will help many applicants because it is rather daunting when you're scrambling to try to get this relief as opposed to going to like a bank in an orderly manner. And then there's a special administrator and then oversight and auditing by the Treasury Secretary, which I think is really supposed to help weed out, some of those that maybe shouldn't be getting that funds, or at least determining the order of disbursements. So some additional details are as follows. You would apply online, entering the operating cost and the revenue from March 1st to the application date. I don't know when this legislation would come material, but you could at least get a sense of, okay, from March 1st to, let's just say, August 1st, that would kind of be the period. So it is sort of like a PPP style holdover or filler, but at least you sort of know what your anticipated time frame could be. And the relief is it's targeted to help establishments retrain and rehire employees, maintain worker benefits, and then continue or resume economic activity. And it is important to know that it seems like this is a more employee-first legislation, which I hope will be able to bridge sort of the bipartisan gap here when we talk about the relief and is it supposed to go top down, bottom up, so on and so forth. So what are the benefits of the Small Business Comeback Act? Some of the pros is we have very specific targeted relief and worker protections that seem to be more named in the initial proposal. There's an improved application process, and then also there's industry support. I believe there was a list of 150 some odd industry backers, and it seems like this sort of relief program is coming more from the bottom up as opposed to just having Congress, when they slapped together the Payment Protection Plan, which we all obviously knew there were some loopholes per se. But some of the cons are going to be additional regulations. They said in the proposal they wanted to reduce regulations, but with the addition of an administrator plus auditing, there will be more regulations. Plus, now you'll have businesses that have an EDIL loan, a PPP loan, and then they may get a Small Business Comeback Act loan. And after a while, we're going to need some accounting to just make sure you're measuring the funds coming in and out, what you can, what you can't use this for, things along that nature. It's becoming rather complicated. And it's a new system, as all these things are. We don't have a lot of experience in this. The proposal itself is rather vague. It's very idealistic, just like most politicians are, but we'll need some more time to see what the actual tangible numbers are. Like, what is low income? What is moderate income? What constitutes minority-owned business? What constitutes women-owned business? And timing. There's a little unfortunate timing with our legislators and their designated summer break. In summary, the Small Business Comeback Act shows there's additional relief incoming at some point. This proposal is bipartisan. It was proposed jointly by a Democrat and Republican. And ultimately, the underlying principle seems to be like there's an emphasis on business liquidity, which is very important. There is a quote from the, I believe, president of the ICSC where he talks about how important it is just to keep the wheels moving, and that if we freeze or stop the train per se, that is the worst case scenario because that would be the most detrimental thing we can do. We all need to come together as a nation, get through our health crisis, and then worry about the financial crisis afterwards. So thank you for watching. My name is Parker. I'm a commercial real estate broker in San Diego. And if you have any further questions about how this might impact you, your business, or your investments, please feel free to email me. My email is parker@pacificcoastcommercial.com. Thank you.